lot of y'all asking me if trucking is still a safe move with the day's recession going on. Some of you have even heard the news talking about the shortage of drivers has been met and there is no longer a shortage. I have no crystal ball, but I'll give you my opinion on trucking today, the direction the economy will take, and whether or not getting into trucking today is still a good idea. For me, I take into consideration where I think America, the economy, the recession, the world, where I think things will go in the future. You know what I'm saying? What is the ultimate situation I see happening in a few years? So, in order to come to the decision on whether you think trucking is a good decision, ask yourself, do you think we will recover? Do you think the current situation is something that's going to always be? What do you think? Me, this is what I think. And this is why I feel, in my opinion, trucking today, still all good. Today, tomorrow, forget about it. But let me explain. And it's easy to have doubt because the constant news is all pretty much bad news. You know, doom and gloom, how the negative effect the economy is having on people, businesses. You know, I mean, it's a fact. It's a reality. But it's not the only way to look at the situation. And it's not the only thing that's going on behind the scenes. Truth of the matter is, we've been here before. We'll be here again. And in my opinion, we will recover and be even stronger than we were before the recession took place. And I think that's always the case too. What we'll end up with after this is all over is stronger companies. They'll be more profitable, more productive. They'll have higher quality. They'll have products with... You see, when everything is all good, you try things, you test things out, you just go, you produce. You say, well, somebody will buy it. Now it's going to get streamlined. You're going to have, the products are going to be more researched so that they are targeted to potential buyers, not hoping that people will buy, but people that they already feel are inclined to buy. You know what I'm saying? They'll produce products that there already is a market for. And you got to have a nice balance of that going on. Once a company has a whole bunch of stuff just sitting out there hoping somebody will buy it, well, that brings the value of that company down a little bit, you know, because you can't reasonably assume that that stuff is going to go. It may just get written off as unsellable. You see what I'm saying? But I wasn't planning on getting that far into it. And I'm no economist. I took notes. This is just my opinion based on analyzing information from looking at the big picture. How I feel things go, you know, it just seemed logical to me that this is how this stuff works. Now, see, what's going to happen when things stay so bad as they are for so long? Eventually, entrepreneurs and investors are going to realize the opportunity. Actually, they see opportunity and they're still skeptical and standoffish because of so much media, you know. But soon they're going to figure out that things can't go too much lower. They're going to feel like it's about them. And they're going to start spending money. Entrepreneurs are going to go ahead, well, during the recession even, entrepreneurs are jumping off their new ideas. You know, they're finding opportunities to make things happen and to fill voids that have been left by other businesses going under and reconstructing and eliminating some parts of their business or organization because it may not be as profitable as the main focus of their business. So they let things go. Well, that presents opportunity for smaller companies to jump in and fill that void. You see what I'm saying? It's all in how you look at things. Soon you'll have smart investors take advantage of cheap stock. You'll have smart investors start to take advantage of cheap real estate. And that's going to begin a cycle. That's going to give the news media something positive to report, which will instill in the general public some hope. Well, a lot of people only listen to what the news says and take that for words to live by, you know. They may base many opinions on their habits on just what the news media states instead of processing that information. Look at everything that's being said by everyone and process the information themselves. So they're going to start reporting that housing sales are up, and you're going to see that the market is going up. And so eventually companies will start back to hiring, increasing their production, and people are going to get jobs back. People are going to start spending money. The news is going to report that. The more things get better, the more they'll report that they're getting better, and the more confident people will feel in participating back in the economy like they used to, you know. Now, the reason I said the economy will be stronger and companies will be stronger is because they are only going to be able to participate at a certain level. No more living above your means and getting credit and financing for a bunch of ridiculous stuff. But basically, people are going to start spending money again. And as everyone starts getting more relaxed, you know, then like I said, the economy just starts back to deal. Companies start producing more goods because the demands of their goods are up. And they're going to need raw materials and other products to produce their goods. Who's going to bring them that stuff? Who's going to take their finished goods to retail outlets? You see, let's not lose focus of where the trucking industry sits in our economy. See, trucking is essential. As long as there are businesses out there making money, producing products, as long as businesses exist, trucking is vital. So unless you believe that we're just going to totally collapse and disintegrate into nothing and become a third world country, truckers are going to be needed. Now, you may see truckers getting fired, slow miles, we got to cut and pay. Well, you know, there's no doubt that we are affected, but trucking is the last to be affected by a recession and the first to see the benefits of relief in a recession. Because while most companies depend on, mostly the companies, individuals in the communities spending money buying their products, we depend more on, indirectly we depend on that too. But we service, if this company's doing bad and this one's doing it bad, but these five are doing good, so we deal with the five that's doing good, you see? Wow, this company that's doing bad is suffering. This company's doing bad is suffering. You see? So that's where we're situated in this whole thing. That's why I say trucking is recession proof. Now what you want to do, trucking today, is try to make sure you go to a good company. A company with a reputation of treating its people, treating its drivers well, and treating the customers well. You know, a company that actually cares about making sure the product is delivered on time, pickup appointments are made. So you want to do your research. You want to ask questions about companies, talk to drivers, and you want to do searches online about companies and even check their credit standing. You know, make sure there's no judgments against them, and how in depth they are, to get an idea of how stable they are. And that's one of the things you can do. You might say that, you know, certain people getting fired and cutbacks. Well, like I said, every company, even trucking companies, especially in times like this, they have to streamline their workforce. And this type of thing should be done even in a normal economy, because that, again, that makes the company more solid. But if you got somebody undependable, unreliable, irresponsible, then they're expendable because they cost the company money. Well, if a company has to downsize and get rid of some extra expenses, these drivers may get let go, just like in any other company. But the reason you see the companies are still hiring, because they're just reassessing, you know, what needs to be done to make the company more profitable. You can get rid of those people. Some of them might be experienced and they're making the X amount of dollars, but they just not, the output doesn't measure up to what they're getting paid. So you might as well get rid of them and hire a new driver that's going to get paid much less. You see? So that's why you can still find jobs out here. That's why companies are still hiring. And some people may think it's unfair that experienced drivers may lose their job. Well, if your job performance is such that you are a value to a company, you are an asset to a company and not a liability, you're only going to lose your job if that company has a very serious problem, a little more than restructuring, you know. So you got to look at it from more than that little, that's unfair and that ain't right, just the driver's perspective. You got to look at it from a business perspective and really determine where the fault lies that certain actions have to take place. Because if the company no longer exists, no one would have a job. You got to do what you got to do.